Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Leo coming to you with another market update for Ethereum against the US dollar. Before we get started, not a financial advisor, not financial advice. Okay, so my beautiful pride and joy, love of my life, Ethereum. Let's go ahead and excuse me, sorry about that. Mute my phone. So let's go ahead and dig in here. It's been a while since I've done a big update on Ethereum. So I'm going to start on the highest time frame and kind of work our way into where we are now. I'm not going to dig too much into this little stuff here as far as like what the micro counts are. But I just want to give y'all a general idea of where we are, where we could be going. So starting back at its inception, we see we get a 1, 2, right? Now then we get another 1, 2, 3, get that little sideways action for the 4. Then we get a very overextended fifth wave of the third. We do some sort of a sideways correction for the fourth, very typical. And then we move up for our 1. So assuming that we have a 1, 2, which very obviously that's what we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. So I think we put in a 1, 2, 1, 2 on the bigger picture. And a couple things to give us a little confluence there is that, well, our 1, 2 here comes exactly to the 618, which we know is the most likely retracement for a second wave. So that gives us a little bit of conviction there that, okay, we probably got a 1, 2 going in. Also, I got a very clean 5 waves up. So let's go ahead and zoom in here just a little bit more, see where we're going to be going. Actually, I need to zoom back out because I need to show you all the geometry. So I've got two different Andrew's pitchforks on here, one of which is holding prices much more neatly than the other, which would be the gold one here. I'm going to go ahead and lighten that up a bit so y'all can really see what I'm talking about. Don't know why they're so thick. There we go. So what you can notice is that as price has returned to that median line here, you can see how it chopped around it. We broke through, we touched it to the tick. I mean, just look at how perfect that touch is right there, So, this is the thing about market geometry, just how precise you can be. And even look here how it respects it to the tick, comes down. We get higher low, higher low, higher low breakthrough. So this stuff it's something to watch in the market. Now, look here at the parallel. As you can see, that's going to be your dotted line here. Pitchfork parallel, it comes right to it, and then we turn down. So that kind of gives us some structure as to potential resistances that we're going to run into as we climb higher. So being conservative here, I know in crypto, things typically run far past the 1618 extension for a third wave very often. But being conservative for a third wave on Ethereum, we would be looking at around the third wave extension is at 8,690, so we'll call it 8,700. Then we would likely get some sort of a fourth wave, probably sustain above this median here before we push up for the fifth. Now, typically what I've seen in crypto is it's very common to get an extension in the third and an extension in the fifth. Now, I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen here. What we could do is we could just get a regular third, come back, and then we get an extended fifth. I could see that, which I mean, really, if you're going past 100% extension, the third wave is already extended. But as far as what I'm saying in crypto is that if you get a severely overextended third wave, I'm talking about beyond the 1618, and then it's very common we would also get a very extended fifth wave as well. So if that happens, right, and then we push up for a fifth, depending on how long all of this would take, we could be looking at, let's say we finish out the end of this year, we'd be looking at roughly a $16,500 Ethereum, which would be where the top of this pitchfork median line is. The longer in time it goes out, the further up that goes, all the way up to around 20,000, be kind of middle of next year. So we can definitely get overextended on this third wave, not to mention that, we're on the third of the third right now. So we could expect to see some pretty violent moves up in the coming months. So as you can see, I'm talking about we have a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's a 1, 2. So we're on the third of the third, if that makes sense. Um, so that's pretty much it. Just gives you a little bit of market structure. This other Andrew's pitchfork median line, you can see how we're not really respecting it, but it's more or less holding prices. I personally don't really like that one as much. I'd much rather have this one. It's holding prices much more neatly. We're seeing it respect this one a lot more. So zooming in here, I don't really have much of a concern with any of this. We've come back, we've tested the 200 EMA. We're 4 times here. You get the 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think it's likely we come crashing back down. I mean, it could happen, but given that EIP 1559 just went into effect and everybody's bullish around that, and they're also talking about moving up the merger between, what is it, ETH1 and ETH2. I think they said either they're wanting to push towards the end of this year, and then they were already scheduled to do it like Q1 of 2022. So, if they get that done early, fundamentally speaking, I don't think that there's a reason for us to go way down here. And this is kind of the difference between me and some of my colleagues, is that I like to look at my count, look at the probabilities, what fits the best. But then I also take into consideration, where's the market sentiment right now? What fundamental catalyst events could shift my bias one way or another. So, with EIP 1559 going through, I think it's much more likely that we've put in some sort of a one wave here. And even breaking down this move, I mean, I can't really get a count on that. I mean, I'm sure if I broke it down to the 10-minute time frame, I could get something, but I mean, there's just not much retracement in here. So this is a very strong impulsive move off the lows. Once we get a little bit more clarity, I'll work on getting a count. But I mean, we haven't had any meaningful retracement at all, so there's just not much to work there. All I can say is that that's an impulse wave, and I'm just going to let it play out and wait for a pullback of some kind. But yeah, that's pretty much where we are in Ethereum. There's really not a whole lot to talk about. It's looking good, very bullish. All right, I'll be coming out with an AMC video at some point today. Some couple things that on the AMC video I'm a little bit annoyed with as far as what's happening behind the scenes, so we'll talk about that. But anyway, until next time, please give the video a like. All right, take care.